Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a quick video today, just talking a little bit about the Divine Masculine and how you view the Divine Masculine, because it does get to a point where it's quite important on the journey to think about how we're looking at the Divine Masculine and how we are perceiving them in our mind, because we are the creators of our reality. Yeah, so when we are thinking about the Divine Masculine in ways that are negative, and thinking that they're just avoidance, or that they're just this or that, whatever they're doing, they're toxic or they're narcissistic, a lot of those terms come up in this path. When we're always looking and viewing the Divine Masculine in those ways, that is just exactly how they're gonna keep showing up for you. So and once you do shift along on the journey, you do kind of shift the way that you view them as well. But we need to just an important thing that I found in definitely in my journey was to change the way that we view the Divine Masculine and why they are actually acting the way that they are. They're acting the way that they are because they are showing you the parts of you that need to be transmuted and that need to be let go of. So you've all heard that the Divine Masculine is your mirror, and they're your exact mirror. There's no one else that's going to mirror you in the ways that the Divine Masculine mirrors you. They are you in another incarnation, so at the same time on earth. So they are going to mirror you to an exact T, and that's sometimes really hard to face, but this is the reality that we need to come to. And once we really get a handle on that, that is when and we start to really look at them as our mirror and not look at them as this toxic, mean, narcissistic person, and just really look at what they're showing up, how they're showing up, and what they're showing up with, so that you can look at that and see what is reflecting out in you. So they're actually your biggest teacher, and I learned to actually become grateful for these things that were coming up and showing me where I was still in fear-based energy, still in those lack frequencies, and still running those programs within me that were lower vibrational, that weren't my highest timeline, and that weren't in my best interest. So this is really how we need to look at the Divine Masculine, because this is what's going to set you free. This is what's going to propel you on the path, and this is what's going to bring you to collapse that duality within and come into inner union. So if we're always just going, oh my god, they're such an asshole, and why are they not showing up for me, and why are they not doing this, and why are they abandoning me, and why do I feel like I'm not good enough, and blah blah blah, all these things, then that's exactly what they're going to keep showing you until you learn those lessons in the 3D. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is to look at them and say, okay, what are they reflecting back to me right now? I don't like it and it's triggering me. What are they actually reflecting back to me, and how can I bring this back into myself, transmute those energies, and keep moving forward? Because the more that you do that, and the more that you do that, and the more that you do that, it'll come to a point where there won't be anything left to transmute, which means you're in inner union, which is amazing. And then they won't be showing you these triggers anymore. It just won't. It'll stop happening. You won't need to, worry about them being an asshole and them showing up in these different ways, because your energy is going to be at such a high frequency that it just, even if they do show up in those shitty ways, your boundaries and your frequency won't allow that to enter into your 3D life, because it's not a match anymore. You're not matching to them anymore. So that means it just won't, have a have a place in your life if they're in that frequency anymore. You won't be able to hold the relationship in that way until they rise up in their vibration, and then, you know, then there's potential for the union. But they can still potentially be showing up in those shitty ways. You won't obviously be drawn into that anymore because you're at a higher frequency and you just won't be able to hold it. They might still show up in those shitty ways because they're still, you know, it just takes time for them to catch up. But yeah, what I wanted to bring through was just to think about how we're viewing the divine masculine, because they are you at the end of the day. They're not doing this to hurt you. They're not doing this to, you know, on purpose to hurt you. They're actually doing it mostly in a subconscious way. Most of them don't even realize they're doing it, and they're just showing you that mirror. They're holding up the mirror and saying, bring it back to yourself. Stop looking at me. Stop obsessing over me. They're not gonna come to the party the way that you want them to if you are still in these, you know, fear-based energies and lower vibrational energies. So we need to flip the way that we're actually viewing the divine masculine, and not view them as, you know, narcissistic and all those sorts of things. Just simply view it as your mirror, and what is this showing me? What is showing up right now for me to transmute? Once I really got a handle on that was when I was able to really make the shifts faster and faster and faster. Yeah, I hope that helps a little bit, just to understand, or maybe change your perspective a little bit on how we're viewing the divine masculine, because that'll just keep you in loops. That sort of energy of, you know, that's another fear-based energy as well. So that'll keep you in lower vibrational energy, and it will keep you looping. So I hope that helps a little bit, maybe shift your perspective on how that we're viewing them. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.